Darling.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yay, you had me worried for a bit. I was like, oh my gosh, no, no, technical.
Oh my
You are
God.
lovely. I love the hair.
Oh, thank you, my darling. You look lovely too.
Thank you, thank you. Did you catch my
Yeah.
intro? It was very, I think I was quite subdued and like, I'm going to speak.
I didn't hear it. I couldn't hear, for some reason there was no audio. I couldn't hear
That's
you
really
at all.
interesting. I wonder if that's just on your end or if that was general. I guess when we play it back, we'll know
Uh-huh.
for sure.
What did you say then? What did you say?
I was saying I'm going to be not even interview. I think it's going to be more conversation, right? Rather
Yeah.
than interview sounds so formal.
Sounds so formal and I'm already
Yeah.
nervous. So let's just keep it to
So
a sisterly chat, catch
just
up.
a chat, yeah. But I was explaining that we had, well, maybe I wasn't explaining that, but I was saying it in my head. Like we've been like peers for many years. You're a communications specialist. I work in, I guess what I do as well could be defined as comms as well in a broad way
Uh-huh.
as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, we've been doing our thing for a while and
Mm-hmm.
kind of reconnected on socials. I would say last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm.
was really like obsessed and intrigued with your like the content you was producing, and I was really inspired by your journey and your honesty. And I just messaged you, didn't I? I was like, let's just do like a chat. And
Let's
then
just
when
do
we
it.
had our
Yeah.
chat, we noticed we had so much in common, which I'd like
Yeah.
us to touch on today.
For sure. So I'm
But
just trying
yeah,
to warm my light a bit. For some
I
reason, it
know
looks so
that I was there
tan.
playing
I'm
around with
already pale
my
because of the winter. I'm like, why am I look so white?
Have you got the blue light on? Because I was playing around. I was like, oh, green's interesting. All these
Oh
other
yeah.
colours that I've never used before, but I've gone for like a
Uh-huh.
warm light. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put mine a
But
bit
yeah,
warmer. It's
well,
a
that's
bit
nice.
better.
That's nice. Just what you had. Well, yeah, that's lovely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not sick, everyone. I'm all right.
No,
I
you look
promise.
gorgeous, darling. So yeah, so
Thank you, my
so yeah,
babe.
as I was saying, we was discussing our journeys. And hello everyone who's in the chat. I haven't even checked.
Yeah.
Let me
Let's
have a
hello
look.
everyone. Hi. So we're
Hello
just having a little chat.
everyone. And I guess as well to
Hi,
Viola
Angel.
followers. I'm Keysha, long-time friend and associate of Viola, and we've been kind of grinding on behind the scenes for many years. And I kind of feel like it's our turn to come to the front, whether we are comfortable with that or not, right?
Yes, that's the nail on the head right there, sis, honestly. Because we are definitely behind the scenes people. I just want to say hi to good evening to Miss T in the house as well, and
Hi,
Angel.
Lucy.
I saw Andre on there earlier. He's being shy, he's not saying anything, but I know
Hi,
he's there.
Angel. Hi, Mighty. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're both
So
kind of behind the scenes gals.
very comfortably so for many, many
Very
years.
comfortable. Yeah, I
Mm,
prefer it. I, I do I prefer it, or do I just feel that this can be quite challenging? It quite can be quite uncomfortable. It's not my natural habitat,
mhm.
but I'm learning to just push through the discomfort and become
Yeah.
comfortable with it.
Yes, I'm with you on that. And
Yeah,
but we'll get into that. Yeah.
we'll get into
Coming
that.
from out of the behind the scenes into the forefront of social media and just learning to do what we do for others, for ourselves,
Yeah,
in a way.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me kind of not interview, but let me ask some questions.
Ah,
So
let me not sweat out me when you're here, though. Let me not sweat it out.
yeah, it looks lovely. So all right. So
Thank you.
how would you summarize 2025? That's a nice, easy question, I think.
Yeah. Easy, but also quite full as well. But I love it. I would summarize it as a return.
Mm,
So a lot of people talk about reinvention. They talk about, new beginnings. Obviously, we're at the start of the new year. People are thinking about new year, new goals. But for me, it was a return. I'd come from, not only had I returned from a long period of traveling across the continent
yeah.
of Africa. And so last year was really about me doing the inner work that I needed to do, which is ongoing
Yeah.
from myself, by myself. And to be honest with you, I was in quite a low place for a
Mm,
little while when I came back. I think it was a mixture of seasonal something disorder,
mm,
um, like a lot of people feel, you know, when the weather's dull.
Yeah.
Imagine being away in the sunshine for,
Yeah.
what was it, 14, 15 months, and then coming back, and it's like I came back when it was grayish, rainy, just coming into
Right.
spring.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, so my year was defined by my return. It's my spin on reinvention, because I don't think you have to create a new version of yourself. I think it's more about a return to yourself, your actual real
Absolutely.
self, your true self. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would say it was, in a word, a return.
The return.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And was
yeah.
was coming back something you intended to do, or was it just you had to come back for whatever reason? Was it intentional? Because I think 15 months in the sun. What am I
Hmm.
coming back for?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Ask me again. Might have to think on that one longer. Ask me again. What am I back here for? What am I doing here? And that was the question that was like ruminating in my head, and like, why
Yeah.
am I here? Am I tied to certain things when I don't really need to be? Because I've never really been, I've always been a bit of a gypsy, so I've been called.
Okay.
Always love to travel, always kind of moving around.
Hmm.
I'm a bit of a chameleon in that sense. And I never really felt like the UK was home, even though I was born and bred and brought up here. For me, yeah, I just had a real sense of, I need of sun, I need
Mm.
water,
Yeah.
being, you know, the sea, the ocean. And so
Hmm.
coming back, to be honest with you, I never planned to be away that long in the first
Okay.
place. So
Hmm.
everything was just really a kind of a flow,
Yeah.
and going with the flow intentionally, so, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yep.
And so yeah, it wasn't even really a thing of when I'm coming back. I came back a couple of times, but very briefly for like a week, and then I think yeah, I came back twice for about a week, just to get, you know, new clothes, just catch
Yeah.
up on, you know, stuff, and then I was off again. Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how's being back? Because yeah, I feel it. But you know what?
Back, anyone want to adopt me from Africa?
And what's that experience like? Because we're both of Jamaican heritage, right? So what was
Yeah.
that experience like? Was it your first time going to Africa?
No,
'Cause
actually,
okay,
it
so you've been
wasn't.
before.
It
Yeah, so
wasn't.
you've been,
It wasn't my first time. I've been to a few countries. I've been to Nigeria, Cameroon, Egypt.
okay.
Yeah, so I've been to a few countries before that.
Hmm.
Um, and I've actually got, my aunt lives in, and my cousin lives in Cameroon. So I've got a
Okay.
family
You've
in
got family.
Cameroon.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on my Castitian side, might I add, I have to
On
mention
your what
Saint
side?
Kitts. My Castitian from Saint Kitts and Nevis.
Right.
So that's my dad's side of the
Oh,
family, and then
okay. Right, right.
yeah, the
Bacon.
Jamaican side is
Sure.
not everyday Jamaica, guys. Not everyday Jamaica. We've got to remember the Smile Island people them as well. So
I
not
didn't say
everyday
that. You
Castitian. Yeah, no, I didn't. I'm allowed to say it. So,
yeah.
but no, I mean, I've, to be honest with you, I've always, people who know me, I've always had a deep sense and root in Africa. I
Okay.
think, you know, not all of us identify as Africans or African diasporans,
Yeah.
because not all of us necessarily are, for
Hmm.
one. And secondly, well, I mean, I think that we are way down the line, but you know what I mean, in terms of lineage.
Yeah.
Um, but for me, yeah, I've always had a very strong sense of African identity, Pan-African, you know, alliance in terms of my values,
Hmm.
just my outlook in general.
Yeah.
And so for me, I've always wanted to go to Africa.
Right.
Yeah, I've always wanted to travel Africa. I've always wanted to visit more countries, and I still
Hmm.
do. Like I've done a fair few,
Yeah.
but there's so many more for me to do. I can't work out the math, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot
Okay.
for me to do, to see. Yeah, so, but yeah, I think
Brilliant.
there's so many commonalities as well. Just touching on that point, and for
Hmm.
any Caribbeans out there, probably the older generation who are still on that kind of, you know, I'm Caribbean, I'm not African. Like, I would just say, just go and visit one
So,
country.
yeah.
You know, easy entry point is like Ghana, of course, with their year
Hmm.
of return, and so many diasporans have moved over there.
Yeah.
Kenya, South Africa,
Hmm.
but you know, don't diss it or don't deny it before you try it.
Yeah.
And for me, I loved Africa before. If I loved Africa before, I'm like madly in love, having been like immersed in
Yeah.
African culture. And I say African culture loosely because it's a continent, of
Yeah.
course. But what I was doing when I was traveling, I was kind of mentally and actually a bit nerdy, like mentally and physically making a note of all the commonalities and similarities between each country. And those same similarities can be applied to Jamaica or the rest of the Caribbean insofar as how we
Yeah.
are, as a people. So
Yeah.
yes, there are differences, and yes, the food is different for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But there are obviously those who know there are a lot of food that's been taken from certain regions that we've just kind of put our spin on it. And yes,
Yeah.
I am still a lover of Jamaican food, first and foremost.
Oh, amazing. So any plans to go back for now, or are you still
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
want to go back at some point. It's
Okay.
funny because it's funny you asked me about going back because people have been asking me, are you still here in the UK? When are you going back? Like I live there. It's so weird.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
brilliant as well. Yeah, it's nice actually. Yeah, so
I
yeah,
I think I
definitely
do
going to go
remember
back.
some of your like your videos and stuff in Ghana
Mm.
or
Mm.
other African countries. I can't recall, and just being like jealous. Well,
Oh,
jealous. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm a sun worshipper too, and yeah, I always say, I know God doesn't make mistakes, but maybe He did by making me be born in this country. But it is what it is for
Yeah.
now. You know, with I've my family roots are here,
Mm-hmm.
husband, with children. I
Mm-hmm.
settled here, so I've made peace with the fact that I probably will be here for now. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just I'm sure we can touch on it. And I think we spoke about this on the phone. I
Mm.
remember when I was going through my period of like grief and devastation after my mum passed away in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Got buried January 2020 in Jamaica. And me
Mm-hmm.
coming back and saying, I'm going to just, potter around for a bit. But in the summer, I was going to go to somewhere like New York.
Mm-hmm.
That's really fast paced and dynamic and energetic, just for escapism. And then
Yeah.
obviously the pandemic happened, right? And I just had
Well,
to,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I said to you,
Yeah.
I had to just sit there with these uncomfortable feelings, with the grief, with the sadness, with the pain. And I just had to, yeah, let those
Mm.
emotions kind of pass through me.
Yeah.
And that taught me something, though. That taught me that as tempting as it is sometimes to run away from your pain, you can sit with it and it's fine. That's
Mm-hmm.
given me more of, I don't know, yeah, that kind of strength and fortitude just to let the
Mm-hmm.
pain
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
run through me. Yeah.
I hear you. But the funny thing is, like you mentioned about, you're tempted to run away from the pain. Even when you're running, like I did after I had a near-death experience, I ran because that's my general MO. I'm off. I'm off.
Yeah.
Um, it follows you. Do you know what I mean? So you can run, but you can't hide.
Yeah, so true.
So you are going to have to sit with it, and
Yeah,
yeah, there is a place for stillness, but it's in you, so it has to come out
it has to come
wherever
out.
you are. It's
Yeah.
for me. I just found more solitude, sacredness, connection, being on the motherland. It was a
Hmm.
different type of release
Yeah.
in processing certain things, and I don't think I was even really necessarily consciously processing anything.
Hmm.
Um, but I definitely was, and as I'm saying, I'm feeling it now.
Mm.
Um, I was something was happening internally on a spiritual level. I would say
Yeah.
that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Just kind of being there and being immersed again, as I said, in the culture.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, it's in you. So whether you're UK, you're in Ireland or wherever,
Has to come out. Yeah.
hmm hmm
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So talk to me about that because that's another. I think that was the post that prompted me to get in touch where you spoke about, your and obviously discuss as much as you're comfortable discussing, but you spoke about like your near death experience, your dark night of the soul, so to speak,
hmm
and how that experience enabled you to almost like return to yourself and return to the things you love doing and show up for yourself. So can you talk to me about that whole process as much as you're comfortable discussing? and then to present day where you are now, doing all the incredible things I see you doing
Oh, bless
on
you.
the socials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do I start? So yeah, I mentioned about the near-death experience, and I had, in a nutshell, I was pregnant and I had an ectopic pregnancy. And it was a very traumatic experience. I'm not going to give all the gory details, but
Cool. Yeah.
I lost a lot of blood,
Hmm.
and I was literally 30 minutes away from dying.
Wow.
Um, and the irony was that I thought I had it in my head that my grandma had returned because she had died like literally 2, 3 weeks before.
Wow.
And I had a great relationship with my grandma. Anybody who
Yeah.
knows me, she's my namesake, Virginia Iola.
Um,
And, whilst I was away, again, I was traveling. I was in Maui for a few months in
hmm
Hawaii. And yeah, I had this ectopic pregnancy, which if anyone's ever been through anything like that, it's it's very, very traumatic. And also to say as well, because I've seen a lot of videos about this, the duty of care was awful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was in an American system being in Maui, and I was away from home, away from friends and family.
It must have been
And
terrifying.
I experienced racism in
Yeah.
there, but obviously I'm in a helpless state.
Mm.
So I was in a shock. I think I was in a state of freeze in almost
Yeah.
in terms of the grief with my gran, because I didn't process anything. I'm a person that just does. I'm
Yeah.
just doing. Some people just, I think a lot of people, when they have a loss of some kind, you either kind of completely shut down, you flee somewhere, or you just keep doing, you just
Yeah.
keep yourself busy, and you're just
Yeah.
trying to carry on and function. I think us as Black women, we do that quite a lot. And so yeah, I literally had to travel back to the UK. Literally, I think it was like 2 or 3 days after I had this operation and the transfusion and everything. Came out of hospital, was in a wheelchair, and I literally had to come back to the UK because my stay had expired. I'd maxed out my stay.
hmm
And so when I came back, literally about 3 or 4 weeks later, I was on a plane to
Wow.
my crazy self going to Caribbean Fashion Week to cover the PR for Caribbean Fashion
Yeah.
Week. Sorry, not
No,
Caribbean
the one.
Fashion
Yeah.
Week. Yeah, in Jamaica. I mean, who doesn't want to go to Jamaica anyway?
I know, but
But
yeah, after such a harrowing experience, not just mentally,
mhm,
physically, but physically as well.
yeah,
But as you
yeah,
said, when you're in the midst of these things, yeah, some people just have a tendency just to keep going. I'm the same. I'm the same.
mm,
And
mm.
it's only when you reflect and look back and
Yeah.
think,
I
oh,
wouldn't advise it anyone. I wouldn't. I don't know
yeah,
if anyone else on here processes things like that.
yeah,
But I wouldn't recommend that because, as I said before, it's going to come up anyway.
yeah,
So it's not even a case of sooner the better you deal with it, but I think there are some not so healthy ways of, not dealing with it. And
mhm,
mine, I think at the time was, but it is what it is. That's what I needed to do to function. I
yeah,
was working. I didn't. Yeah, I worked my way through it basically. So it took me a long time to even process that, and I don't know if I fully did process that. I went there, came back, kept on working, just got on with life, um, and yeah, just kept it moving,
yeah,
literally. So for me, it's only really last year, if I'm honest, that things were really coming up when I took on therapy.
right,
So yeah, I did therapy, and then that's where I was able to kind of talk through it. But as I said, it's going to keep coming up. I know my friend's on here, and she's a counselling therapist, and
okay,
yeah, and she's a sort of also a spiritual shaman. So she of all people knows, and she's been a great help to me as well.
yeah,
Um, yeah, just processing things, talking through things, and allowing myself to really kind of do the work. Essentially, that people always talk about, do the
do
work.
the work, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Well, thank you for sharing that because I know that can't be easy opening up about something that's so personal and yeah, I
yeah.
appreciate that. So having gone through that, how does that change you as a person? Good or bad,
Um,
or indifferent?
which part, sorry?
The experience you just discussed about your NDE and the whole experience about,
Mm,
coming back over, keeping it moving.
hmm
Yeah, what
hmm
happened to trigger you to even approach counselling? Was it a case of, um, what made you even go that route? Because as you said, a lot of us tend to just,
hmm
chalk that up to experience and keep it moving.
Yeah, yeah. Um, when I came back, I just hit quite a lower than
Mm,
I've really ever felt before. And I think it
yeah,
was like the exhilaration of traveling, meeting so many people, and being out there in my soul home,
yeah,
and then coming back to where I've never really felt at home.
hmm
Um, and then I had some other things going on. It just seemed like certain relationships who were really close to me, including my parents, like it was just relationships were breaking down around me.
right.
And maybe that was partly, I contributed. I always think, obviously, there's two sides in terms of
Mhm.
people contributing to things. So I contribute, of course. But yeah, I just had a real low.
Right.
So in one way, it was positive because,
hmm
as I said, you have to get it out, you have to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
But on the other side, it was a very lonely, dark, miserable place.
hmm
Um, and I just shut down, to be honest with you. I didn't talk
Yeah.
to anyone. I'm in my yard, just, sometime in a beard. I'm just there, just real talk, like,
Real. Yeah.
um, smoking, and not the good stuff,
Mm.
just on the cigarettes
Yeah.
daily, just feeling through it,
Yeah.
out on my own. So
Wow.
that was after the travel. This was
Right.
like tail end of last year. I came back in May, so this was like after. Yeah, but I needed to do that. But one thing with me is that I know that there's one thing I do know that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And
hmm
so when you're talking about how did that particular near-death experience change me,
Yeah.
I remember when I was told, okay, you've had this miscarriage, you've lost a lot of blood, we need to operate now. Otherwise, you're going to not be here, basically. And I just felt this sense of calm, peace, like just
Okay.
it. It's like I just completely surrendered, and I've never felt such a peace throughout my whole being.
Right.
As
That's
we're
so
going, and I was
interesting.
just like, whatever happens, do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you have to find these forms. I had to contact my parents and stuff, and I
Yeah.
just went in as they were pushing me, barely conscious, and it was like I was connected. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To the Most High, to God, to Source, to know that I was okay.
Okay.
Wherever I was going, and whether I was coming out
Right.
of, I was okay. I really just felt that sense of serenity and peace as I
Wow.
was
That's
kind of
beautiful.
being,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's funny,
That's really
as I'm
powerful.
closing my eyes, I know this might be a bit woo-woo for people listening, but as I'm
No, I
closing
love
my eyes,
it with you.
I've got the light in my face. It's like,
Yeah.
that's what I was feeling, that warmth, that warm light. It's just light in my eyes,
hmm
inside, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So
It
yeah,
does make sense. It does make sense because everyone, and I don't know loads of people that have had, they call them NDEs, don't they? But I do know a
mm,
few. And
mm,
without a shadow of a doubt, everyone has described it as you've just described it, like a sense of peace, a sense of calm, a
mm,
sense of being okay with whatever the outcome is or was. And it's really comforting for people like me who haven't been through that,
mm,
who, like most of us human beings, have like maybe fear or have apprehension about what happens on the other side of our
mm,
human existence.
yeah.
So yeah, I actually take comfort in these stories, even though I know for
Mhm,
you, probably, I don't know if you think, some people see it as such a profound experience that changes the course of their life.
mhm,
Whereas some people are like, I actually wish I'd never gone through that, but I did. And I'm out the
yeah,
other side. So
yeah.
whatever side of the fence you lie in that,
Mhm.
I'm
Now,
grateful for people like that sharing, for people like you sharing your experiences with me.
yeah, no, I agree with you because
Yeah.
I've watched so many of those videos on YouTube.
Me
I don't know
too.
if anybody else has watched those videos on YouTube with
Yeah,
the
I
near-death
do.
experiences,
Yeah.
and I go through every once in a while. I go through a bit of a down the rabbit hole with them because,
Yeah.
we understand that we are spiritual beings first and foremost, our
Hmm.
bodies, our vessels, what we look like, all of that, you know,
Yeah.
external stuff isn't really us. And so, yeah, it has to go somewhere. It's traveling somewhere.
Yeah.
It's going on. That's my belief system anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm glad you said that actually, because, it's maybe a bit controversial, but yeah, I love an NDE story.
I love an ending story, and yeah, I really, really do. And that could
Yeah.
go into a whole other topic, but yeah, let me try and stay on course with
No worries. No worries.
what we come to
Lovely.
talk to. Yeah, but I appreciate you sharing that. So yeah,
Mm.
so
It's the first time I've actually said that publicly, actually.
really,
Yeah, I think so. As it see me just sipping my water, like, oh, shit. Oh my God, I'm
because
gonna talk my
it
business.
shouldn't be controversial, but it is, isn't it?
Mm.
And I really have to be mindful of who I discuss these type of topics with. But I'm so curious,
Mm.
and again, going back to when my mum passed,
Mm-hmm.
I was all up on YouTube looking up
Mm-hmm.
NDEs and what happens when you die, down to
Mm.
the actual physical component, like what happens to your body after you die.
Mm.
Because I
Yeah.
wanted to stop being so fearful of it. It's the
Mm.
ultimate fear for so many of us, and it stops us from living sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
yeah,
used to have a real fear, I still kind of do, fear of flying.
yeah.
And
Okay.
I think of all the destinations that I haven't traveled to, like, some person might be like, I'm going to such and such place. Do you want to come? And I'm like, nah.
Or like Australia somewhere.
Yeah, that, especially that, because I'm like,
Hmm.
what's the flight time? Anything over,
Long. It's
yeah,
long.
anything over like a Jamaica time. Like Jamaica's just like, oh my gosh, endurance test.
Mm.
I'm like, I ain't going. 10
Mm.
hours is too much for me, really. But when my mum was living there, I'd go, every few years or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it put me off living for so long. Um, Fear of death. And don't get me wrong, on a
Mm-hmm.
human level, I still am fearful because I love life.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm no longer afraid of, like, or think that this is the end. Like, you just close your eyes and that's it. I
Mm-hmm.
do believe that the soul, the spirit, is eternal. That energy never dies. All that good
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And does that give you comfort with regards to like your mum? Because obviously that must have been a
Absolutely.
huge, huge loss. Yeah.
Absolutely. I just felt goosebumps when you said that. And they
That's,
always, yeah.
isn't that confirmation in and of
Yeah.
itself?
Yeah.
Mm.
I've had
Yeah.
listen, I'm not going to go down. I'll have to speak to you offline because I've had so many things happen after
Mm.
my mum passed like that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
when it's
So,
your turn.
yeah, when it's my turn to question me about it.
No, yeah, as much, it's very personal, and so
Yeah, yeah,
in as
yeah.
much as you want
No,
to
no.
share,
I
but
just don't want to
it's a
go
real thing.
too far left with this,
Yeah,
but thank
yeah,
you for sharing. But yes, let's talk. Let's like lighten the tone a bit. So I'm here to hear it. Hear it. Oh, and your name's Angel as well.
yeah. That's
Shout
my
out.
angel.
Hi,
Yeah,
Angel.
my literal angel, and her name
Yeah,
is Angel.
love it, love it. Yeah. So yeah. So talking about, let's bring things to present day then. So you have been sharing your
Yeah.
love of dance and
Mm-hmm.
treating us all to like behind the scenes of you attending your dance classes, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
loving it. And when we had our discussion on the phone, I learned that you are actually a proper dancer.
I don't know about a proper
What's
dancer.
your
She's trying to big me up, guys. I don't know. Me can't live up to it right now because I'm just like,
No,
oh.
tell people about your past and what you used to do when you was a young lady,
Yeah.
coming up in the world.
Yeah. So yeah, I think everybody has a creative expression firstly. And I think we're in this time at the minute where we're returning, as I said, return was my key word. And so naturally, it was just like, yeah, I've always loved dancing. I've always loved dancing as a kid. I remember my dad always tells everyone, I remember when she was 8 years old and she was flinging two moves, and I've just realized she was a better dancer than me because my parents loved dancing. They used to go
Okay.
dancing together. They were quite popular in school. They met in like high
Oh
school.
wow, that's
And
so
they were like
cool.
they were like the cool couple, like doing all the moves,
Oh
the
wow.
step 70s. So, and they sometimes show me like at this big age. I'm like, yeah, stop it.
So
But
what
yeah,
time were they bussing? I need to know if it's.
it, it,
'Cause I'm a bit old.
it,
I'm older than you, so they might be more.
no, you're not
Well,
that old. Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, yes, I've always loved dancing, and I'm sure everyone on here have had something that they've always loved to do, and
Mm.
sometimes we don't pursue that thing because it's not the right thing to do, because we're trying to do what our parents want,
Yeah.
or because we don't have enough self-belief. Now, for me, the latter was me. Because my mum
Mm.
always said, if you want to do anything, just make sure you do it to your best of your ability, where you're going to be a dustman, be a best damn dustman, whether you're going to be, that kind of talk.
That's such a
And
Jamaican. That's my
no
my parents.
pressure.
Yeah.
But I
Proper
always,
Jamaican thing.
I think I said to you before, like I always loved, I love the idea of being an academic. I've always been quite, bright, a bright student, love learning. And so my ambition was to become a lawyer. Also, I think there was a part of me I wanted to be a bit more, I don't know, how can I say it? I wanted to do something other than performing. I do come from quite a musical family who I'm really proud of. Like my cousins are out there doing some really amazing things, like
Oh
to
wow.
today. Some
Amazing.
of them returning to music as well. Yeah, my mum's a singer. I've got a cousin,
Wow.
uncle in the Wailers, or Bob Marley and the Wailers. So yeah,
Wow.
I've got a very musical family. I didn't get the singing part, but I did get the part to be able to move a little bit. So yeah, so I think it was just a part of the natural healing. I've always kind of gone to dance classes here and there along the years.
Okay.
Um, when I returned to study about 15 years ago, I became a Zumba instructor when that was all the rage.
Really?
And
I used to
yeah,
love Zumba. I haven't been for ages, but I used to love Zumba.
yeah, it was just a way of me earning extra money, while studying. I thought I'd just take it up, and it was really good for a while. I did it for a few years. And taught in all different types of environments. I taught elderly. I taught in the mental health ward at Homerton Hospital, which was quite challenging.
Yeah.
So yeah, I dabbled in the Zumba for a bit, and then being diagnosed with endometriosis.
Mm.
One day my naturopath, she said to me, "Oh, you should start belly dancing." I'm like, belly? What are you telling me to belly dance for?
Mm.
I'm a more of a, that
Right.
kind of girl. And she's
Uh-huh.
telling me to belly dance. And I'm like, okay, why? And she was basically explaining how, when you're doing the movements and it's like in that sacral chakra area and the root
Mm.
chakra area, that's really good for stimulating blood flow and, loosening things up in the area and throughout the whole body.
Mhm.
And anyway, so I went to, she was saying to me to do it online, but me being fast, I went to an open day and I met this amazing, amazing woman because, it's not just about going to dance classes, it's about who you connect with. And I connected with a lady called Claudia and of Dance Body Mind Belly Dancing School. And she was just amazing. And from day, we just clicked.
Yeah.
She's my Italian Jamaican sister.
Okay.
I'm adopting her. She's not Jamaican, really. But
Okay. I just adopted her.
yeah. And yeah, I fell in love with the dance. I fell in love with her. The energy was great. I loved going to the classes. So I've kind of been off and on doing it for,
Okay.
yes. And the pandemic happened, obviously. So I started and that kind of took a break for a little while.
Mhm.
And it's only really been this year that I've been going consistently. And I'm like, yeah, this is something I really actually enjoy. And it's actually when we talk about Black women in their soft girl era, their soft life and all of that stuff, and you see everyone online in their, soft, soft era. I was like, yeah, I want a bit of that.
Yeah.
But what dance itself and particularly belly dance allows you to do is to tap into that softness because it's very sensual
Yeah.
and, get into your, yeah, really not even just get into be
Mm.
your be aligned with how you're feeling and, it just really helps you to connect.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just loved it. It wasn't just about the physical as much as it was about the spiritual part of it as well.
Oh, amazing.
Mm,
So you and
yeah.
also I recall your dancing in heels session as well, which is
Yeah.
also
Good.
on the
Terrible.
sensual
Don't talk
side.
about that. Yes, well, I like to try. I like to try, most things once at least.
Yeah,
So yeah, I thought I've just been in this season of trying new things
yeah,
and dance. I thought I'm going to try different dances, and kind of challenge myself.
yeah.
My sis Angel's been, she's been with me. Either I'm dragging her, she's dragging me.
And I know you've tried to. I will eventually join you for one of
And
them.
dragging you as well, Mrs. Yes, dragging you, Mrs. You're coming with me, and anybody else on here who wants to come and dance.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's just
yeah,
about trying new things, isn't it? And like,
absolutely.
it's not just for young people. The heels was a bit out of my comfort zone because these days, once you look 35, 40, definitely 40, who's trying to dance in
I
heels?
can't even walk in heels, much less dancing, and that's why I'm like, that one is not for me, sis. Not for me.
But you know what?
I
It's not
can't
as
walk in
difficult
heels
as it
anymore.
looks. It's
Say
not
that
as
again.
difficult. It's not as difficult as it looks, actually. But maybe because
Okay.
maybe I wasn't doing
No,
it properly.
you did good, but I literally, I'm not even exaggerating. After having my second child, I can't walk in heels. I can walk maybe 5, 10 meters, and then that's it. They have to come off. I can probably do wedges,
Yeah.
not quite heels,
Wow.
but got height.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Angel says you can do it, and then
You made dancing in heels look
Vanessa, hi
simple.
Vanessa. She said you make it
Exactly.
look. And I don't know about simple, but you know what? I'm my biggest self critic. I'm like, I've got to do it again. I've got to do much better video than that because I know, you can do better.
Yeah,
When I'm in front of the camera, I am a little bit more reserved in how I move.
yeah,
When I know that I'm filming myself or I'm being filmed. It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's kind of like, you're auditing yourself, so you're kind of still in your head, which
yeah,
isn't the point of dance, which is what I was saying before. That's not the whole point of it.
yeah.
The point of it is to be out of your head and
Into your body.
into your
Yeah.
body. So
But how
yeah,
is it
and it's a
like,
compass.
because my thing with dance, because that's another thing we had in common. I was saying when I was younger,
Yeah.
I used to want to be a dancer. No lie. I always say that online and people think I'm joking, but I actually used to go to dance school, did
Mm-hmm.
GCSE dance, used to attend
Yeah.
financial dance studios, and then like
Mm-hmm.
maybe mid-20s, I stopped doing it. But I remember the choreography aspect being a challenge then, and this was like 20 plus years ago. So I
Mm.
can imagine now with my perimenopausal brain,
Yeah, yeah.
it's going to be a mess.
I feel you. I feel you. When I'm in the class and I'm doing some croak, I'm like, when you're younger, you're a lot more kind of
Yeah,
your
like, oh,
muscle.
oh,
You
Pam,
just,
Pam.
you just get it, don't you? For the most
Yeah,
part. And
yeah,
yeah, it's been that bit. It's been a bit of an ego death for
right?
me. Like,
Yeah,
okay, my mind is doing it, and I'm killing it in my head.
yeah.
But no, it's when you look at the video, like,
No, you still look like
no,
you're killing it. I'm not going to lie. You look like you're still killing it and inspiring us as well. Because, like you said, it's not just for young people. I follow not a lot, but a few of these young, hot dancers, and they're so inspiring. And I also find the
amazing.
dance now is so much more intricate than like
Mm,
a Thriller dance routine or
yeah,
a
yeah.
Janet
It's
Jackson
changed.
video, which you can kind of,
It's
well, it's
changed for
Janet.
sure.
It's changed. It's so much more intricate now. And
Hmm.
that can, I
It's
guess,
like gymnastics now. It's like
yeah,
like twist up yourself
the
and swing
routines
yourself
are
around.
so intricate, and that can be off-putting as well because you think, oh, if that's the standard now,
Hmm.
you've got to count me out. But I love the
Mm.
fact that you are documenting your journey and inspiring us all
Hmm.
to get out there and do the things. And do you feel, I've been seeing this a lot,
Yeah.
tail end of last year and this year as well, that there's going to be a lot of people like returning to hobbies and, like you
Hmm.
said, things that they used to love as a child or young adult that you kind of put to the wayside as
Hmm.
people are starting to not sign off, but trying to make a conscious effort to spend less time on these apps. Do you
Yeah.
agree with that? Do you think that's the case for you, or have you come across other
Yeah.
people that have also stated they want
Definitely.
to be more intentional with their time?
Yeah. I mean, not so much necessarily intentional with their time. Yeah, there is. I have seen that talk, but in terms of like doing more things that they love offline, I think that I think there's maybe a conscious or unconscious resistance with regards to just being online anyway. Um, and people wanting to connect, people wanting to try new things, as I said. And more importantly, people as I said earlier, returning to things that they loved. I've seen a lot of people, I don't know if anyone can resonate on here, a
Yeah.
lot of people returning to things that they loved in their childhood.
Yeah.
And the more that I'm seeing, I'm like, yeah, go you, go
Yeah.
on. And I start following them, following all
Yeah,
these
me
people.
too. But it's so
But
interesting.
I
I
just have to
wonder
see
what
it.
that's about. Why do you think that's happened now? Do you think it is just
Um,
like resistance to this whole online culture? Do you feel like our lives were starting to feel a bit empty? Um,
I think it's several things at once. Vanessa said, yes, that's me.
yeah.
I know, yes,
Go,
that
Vanessa.
resonates. Yeah.
What? Tell us what
I
you're
think,
doing.
yeah, tell us what you're doing, love.
Yeah.
Her and Angel are like my superstar friends. That
Oh, I love
they're
that.
just doing so many amazing things, and yeah, juggling many hats and doing it fantastically. So
Yeah.
not only I'm around women, namely women, and a couple of guys that are just doing amazing things in terms of. And when I say amazing, it's like you're not like you're not winning this massive award or.
Yeah.
When I say amazing things, the amazement for me is returning to self.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because the whole point of us is to know ourselves. The
Yeah.
whole purpose of us is to be in alignment with our true selves, our higher selves, whatever you want to call yourself.
Hmm.
But it's not this go to work, come back, have dinner, go to
Yeah.
bed. It's not that. It's never been that for me, to be honest. That's why I'm been self-employed for most of my adult life. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Which is amazing within
Um,
itself. So
within
Angel said
itself.
singing, dancing in heels, comedy and poetry. That's a lot. Well
Yeah, come on.
done.
What's that thing? What's that? No, I'm probably not doing. I'm not going to do it. So. For the kids, I see little kids doing
Yeah, I
this.
can see that as well.
Yeah.
And what I love about it too, and I think you touched on that as well, is we are
Mm-hmm.
doing these things because previous to this, I felt like everything, every creative idea that we imagined ourselves doing or were pursuing, there was always an end goal, like it's either followers or to monetize it. And I feel with this movement, it's not necessarily for that. It is just for, yeah, like you said, returning to oneself or the satisfaction that it brings and
The fun
we're
of it.
redefining what success means to us and fulfillment means to us, which is
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah, we're big people. We've got responsibilities. We need to pay our rent, our mortgage, and
Yeah,
bills and all that stuff and live. But what I love is that people are choosing to create something from what they love, from their passion, from what, because why should we, have to do what we don't love? Obviously, we've got to do what we've got to do. And
yeah,
all of us have had to do things that we don't want to do. Sometimes we have to go back to do things we don't want to do for a time. But ultimately, I think you need to have an element that you do just for the love of it.
I think
That
so
part
too.
you need to stay connected to. So when I say a return, that's what I'm
Mm,
talking about.
yeah,
Returning to the things you love, returning to things that you enjoyed, returning to childhood ambitions, childhood dreams,
yeah.
because it's never too late. It's actually never, I know it sounds a bit cliche. I
But I
sound a
think
bit
that
cliche
you
saying
know,
it.
I'm a big advocate of that message. It's never too late.
Yeah. And you've
Yeah,
seen older women, I can't remember her name, is it Kim something, 56, 57-year-old woman aspiring to dance on Broadway.
yes,
She stopped
yeah,
dancing in her 20s and then she
yeah,
started her Instagram in her, was it mid 50s on this, documenting this
absolutely.
journey of returning to dance. I was like, well, if she can do it, why can't I? And she's good as well. She's
She is good.
good.
I've seen the way
She's
I love.
keeping up with
She does that.
the I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, I need
yeah,
to really get my flexibility back and yeah, get my aim game,
yeah,
which I'm working on this year. But what
yeah.
does Vanessa say? What's Vanessa doing when we going to? I don't know if you want to
Younger,
read it.
more authentic selves. That we tend to go back to what we loved when we were younger. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why this is a beautiful stage of life, I feel, and that's why I'm such a strong advocate for tapping into the things that we used to love and
Mm-hmm.
bring us joy when we were children,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
you almost have to go through the whole, it's like a circle almost,
Mm-hmm.
going through childhood to young adulthood to adulthood, and you feel you have to be serious, right? Got to grind and get the job and get the bag and get this, that, and the other, and then you think those things are going to bring you ultimate fulfillment. You find that it doesn't. You go
Because we're
through a few
following because like you said, we're following the archetypal kind
paradigms.
of
Yeah,
success, like the
yeah,
guidelines of what success is supposed to be.
yeah,
But it's not.
absolutely.
It's different for everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So yeah, I
exactly.
think I missed out a point when you asked me earlier, and I think what's happening now is in that return to self, in that return to doing things that we love, as children, because we've all still got that inner child within us, that little girl, that little boy. Do you know what I mean? And that's the part that we should never let go of.
Yeah.
You know, so the feeling part, that's the, I feel like that's almost like a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual part of us, you know, because I think we're waking up with all the information that we share. You know, social media is good for some things. The information that we're able to share, what we're tapping into, you know, dare I say, the whole, you know, pandemic situation, you know, it opened up a lot of people to what's really going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know, had time to, we went through the anxiety thing, and then we had to be still, we had to go in, stay in, be in, go in.
Yeah.
And it kind of, I think for a lot of people, woke them up to, actually, this is not what I want to do. You know, people getting divorced and people,
Yeah.
you know, reinventing themselves and starting new careers or traveling or sacking off their job or whatever. And that's, for me, it can only be a good thing. I mean, not necessarily the divorce part, obviously, but if that's what brings you joy, then
Yeah.
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 Amazing. So what's your hopes for this year then? What do you intend to, and you know, I know
Mm-hmm.
sometimes this can be like, gosh, I haven't even thought about that because I haven't really. I've just got
Mm-hmm.
general notes. But, and I'm not talking about career highlights or anything like that, but all right, what do you want the vibe or energy to be for 2026 for you?
Mm. Okay, so I'm one of those people that do have like words for the year. I
Mm.
don't just have one. I don't have
Yeah.
one word.
Me.
Last year it was return, reciprocity. Sankofa is always going to be my word. So Sankofa, for anyone who doesn't know, is an Adinkra symbol, my favorite one, which is
Mm-hmm.
part of a sentence, basically meaning that it's not a taboo to go back and forget that which you forgot in order to move forward to the future. So that was part of my physical journey, even just
Yeah.
traveling. It's part of my
Right.
spiritual journey, returning to my younger self and things that I loved. And
Mm-hmm.
as we've discussed, what's happening with a lot of people now. And so this year, it really is about more of that. We are in the year of the horse in terms of, you know, the Chinese astrology.
Yeah.
The year of the horse, it's a year one. So we've basically gone through the whole 9 cycle. Last year was a 9 karmic. It was a snake, a lot of shedding.
Steady.
A lot of people have to go because you're
Yeah.
shedding people, you're
And
shedding
also a lot
things,
of
you're
people,
shedding.
me included, it was like I'm really like have the strong urge, and I still do, to declutter and chuck stuff down and streamline and
Yeah.
simplify.
Clear it
Yeah.
out. Clear
Yeah.
it out. Clear it out. Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've been doing that a lot recently and still doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, it's a reset. It's the 1 year. I'm really feeling that renewed one energy, and I've got a lot of one in my my identity.
Yeah.
Ones and 11s
I'm
are
a
like
one as
really
well,
powerful
like
numbers.
first in terms of numerology. I'm a
Okay,
one.
I'm
Yeah.
actually
Not
a 33. I'm
it's
actually a
33.
33.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't that six then? We're talking about
It is
numerology.
yeah, it's a 6, but
Right.
my numbers also make up basically so you're meant to reduce it down to one
One.
figure
Yeah.
between 1 and 9. But if you get the number 11,
Mm-hmm.
22, or 33, they
Yeah.
are called master numbers.
Okay.
So I'm a 33 and a 6.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So
apparently it's like a
you're a
really high
master.
calling.
Yeah.
I don't know, somewhere around there. Not this Iola, maybe. But that's part of the journey. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really dug into it. I mean, I know the meaning of it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's some element of it that I will embrace maybe later. But right now,
Yeah.
I know I'm 33 and I'm a 6. So I guess I exhibit those in different ways.
Absolutely.
But yeah, in terms of like the one energy, what I was saying, like in terms of this being a 1 year,
Yeah.
I think it's awesome for all of us. You know, the horse, we've got the energy of the horse. You know, if you think about the horse, you're riding, you're galloping. You
Anything.
know, I love horses. Beautiful,
Yeah.
strong, majestic. You
Yeah.
know, and yeah, so that's maybe some of those words will come into my energy for this year.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, it's growth. One of them is growth. So I want to grow more in all ways. No. Let me just be careful with that because you can see Iola come back on the live next week. Hey, are you on, Keysha? Listen, we wanted to grow, so now me is growing. Not like that.
Okay.
In certain parts of, you know, confidence, I want to grow my confidence. And the more that I show up online, because as we said at the beginning, Keysha and I are very much behind the scenes people in comms, in PR,
Yeah.
journalism. And it's very much about us pushing other people, our clients, our,
Yeah.
our employees, whatever, in forward. And we're behind the scenes, doing all the work.
Absolutely.
And now it's like, so it's a really scary thing, more so for us, I think, as well, especially if you're an introvert, or what I like to say, I'm an ambivert, which is, both. It's, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. I remember when I had to first go on live a few years ago. Did I not go out? I had to do a challenge. It was called Go Live in 5 by Janine Cummings. Brilliant, brilliant.
Was this during lockdown?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she had this really great concept. I'm not sure if she still does it. I think she does, where she does this Go Live in 5 challenge. If you're scared, I recommend you joining her, actually. Just had a thought about it. And we had until midnight to go live for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just talking about whatever. Did I not have to go to the shop and get a glass of get a little bottle of red wine because I'm so scared, I'm frightened to us. Me just said, listen, I can't do it. I wasn't smoking at the time, so I just like I was like this with the wine, and I've gone on. And when you look back, I could see my nerves and everything, but it's like you did it. Like, did anything happen?
Yeah.
Did you pray? And even if something does go wrong, like you drop your camera or whatever, like, whatever, it's part of life. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no one cares as much as you will. That thing that you've catastrophized in your head, like such a major, boo-boo. No one else they might have noticed, and then they've scrolled on and carried on with their day-to-day thinking, like, what am I going to do for dinner? But
unless they make you into a meme, unless they make you.
Well, yeah. She ain't going to be going that far.
Into the meme, you got fucked. You'll be like, oh no. But yeah, you're not that important. Ronke said on here, the queen of PR. I love her post. Yeah, and she she sometimes delivers these really hard hitting, no frill delivery. And she was like, "You're not a celebrity. Like, no one's watching you that hard."
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like, how inflated is our egos that we're so scared to go online and show up. Like there's going to be so many people watching. Like there's 7-8 people on here at the minute. Like it's not like loads of people are going to see you and you're going to be like, ah.
Yeah, I know. But it's very natural, it is the whole, our nervous system trying to keep us safe, and, safety to us is like, do not be noticed, keep quiet, head down, But as I said, the more you do it, the more comfortable it becomes. Like, look at us, we've been chatting for, how long have we been talking actually? I think almost an hour. And, it's fun.
And I wanted to say something about perfectionism actually, and speak to anyone who is, who's been scared of doing stuff like this, or on social media, like doing, pieces to camera, they're called P2Cs, or talking heads. When you're stuck in perfectionism, which is just a really fancy but also very silly word, I think, for myself personally, of just kind of you dressing up as, it's fear dressed up basically in a pretty sounding dress. It's not that you're anxious, you're scared. Okay, we get it. But when you try to curate so much, like I was, obviously I had a bit of experience doing presenting. So, even my first couple of YouTube videos, I'm there and I'm kind of like, I'm fixed, I'm doing my hair and the makeup, just going, and I'm doing my kind of, and I look back and I'm like, oh, horrible. It would have been better if I just come on here and just speak normally. And that's what I love now about social media, especially TikTok, which I'm still trying to get my head around.
Me too.
It's they talk about authentic, and now I'm bored of that word. And I did a post about it the other day, this whole authentic thing. It's about integrity. It's about showing up as your true self. Yes. But it's also about being, the same offline as you are online, without sharing everything necessarily, but remembering that people want to connect with people. And that's what I used to say to my clients. Do you know what I mean? Don't sell your product, sell yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm good at telling people, I'm damn good at my job.
I was about to say that. But when it comes to us, we have all the excuses. But yeah. And you know what you're saying about how you was kind of critical of yourself, like doing your whole, perfection thing when it comes to YouTube. Remember as well, we're from a different era, aren't we? We're not from this, go onto TikTok in your dressing gown and your bonnet and just talk as you would. But same, like that's the reason why I haven't gravitated as much to TikTok, because I do want to be authentic or have integrity, but at the same time, there's a slight indoctrination that has come from growing up at a time when to do this kind of thing, you had to be, have certain standards or talk a certain way or look a certain way. And it's trying to deprogram myself from believing that. And like I said, just showing up and perfection. Oh my gosh, that's a whole nother show, isn't it? And another discussion, because that's another thing and it's all boils down to fear. It's the same beast, really.
But I would say I don't want to just say just do it, because that sounds too, one, cliche, and two, simplified. It's not as easy as just do it, because not everyone has it in there. Because even me, I've cancelled jobs. Like, I've made up little fibs to, like, when I've had like near panic attacks, like when I've gone to do presenting. Like it got really bad. I don't know if anybody else has, experienced stage fright or anything like that. But I was like so scared, so anxious, not feeling good enough, not feeling like, I talked myself out of it. So I'm like, I create, you create self-sabotaging situations, and obviously that can also have a knock-on effect. And then the more you default on what it is that you said you were going to do, i.e. lack of integrity, it then knocks your confidence. Do you know what I mean? So then you're kind of back to square one. It's like, I'm moving forward, and I'm moving back, and I'm moving forward, and I'm moving back again. So what I've learned last year is just this whole journey where I've been talking a lot on my post about the messy middle. It really is about embracing that messiness, that I'm doing it anyway, and it's imperfect, and it's just, do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, one, nobody's watching you that hard anyway. You're not that important. You're not a celebrity. No one cares. You're not that important. Oh, you are. Of course you are, guys. You all are important, but you know what I mean. But just get over yourself. And if you can't get over yourself, then get somebody to help you. Like, support is such an important thing. Like, I've got my sisters on here. I messaged a few of them to say I'm going to go live, because I was, bricking it. I'm going to be honest, I was still scared to come on, not anxious, not scared, a bit anxious. And so I've messaged this just for the support. Do you know what I mean? So if you need to, if there's stuff you want to do and you're scared to do it, then get that support system. Do you know what I mean?
Because not everyone is called to do this kind of thing, but some of us just feel compelled, like we have a message to share or we want to express ourselves. But not everyone wants to do these kind of things, but some people do. And like you said, they just let that fear debilitate them. So my advice is always to just start small. They call it, like, in therapy, like exposure therapy, don't they? Just do a little bit, like go on stories and do like a 10-second video, and then you realize that the world is not going to implode from you doing that. And then you're like, actually, I survived that. Then you do a 20-second video, then you do another and another. And then before you know it, it comes natural, and you're, like I said, streaming from your bed. With your rollers in.
Like, you are, guys.
Eye crust in your eye. You know what I mean? But not that far. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, I see them doing that on TikTok, That's true. Just showing up anyhow. I'm like, one girl, she's always got crusty lips, and she just comes on the camera, and her face is right in the camera. I had to stop following her, because I was just a bit not. Because I was like, it's too much.
We're from a different era. That will never probably be okay with us, and that's fine as well, because it is about going back to the authentic thing. It is about, you haven't got to go that far either. If that's not in your character, you don't have to do that as well. Just to turn up how you turn up. But so that was we've been on for a while now, haven't we?
We have, but I've been enjoying it, and
I've enjoyed it too.
I don't know if anyone's got any questions for either of us, or anything that we might have said. In terms of, because I know that a lot of people are, as I said, we're all going on our journey, do you know what I mean? And there's, it's opportunities like this that we get to.
1 hour. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you, Angel.
Angel's been amazing. You've been an angel, for real.
Yeah, that's who she be. That's who she is. But so I just, this year, planning to get a bit messier in the sense of being more, I won't even say doing more, being more of my authentic self.
Yeah.
You know, for want of the better expression at the moment.
Hi, Sue.
Um,
My sister-in-law, sorry.
oh, hello. Is that Suzette? Yes, Suzette.
Suzette,
Hi,
yeah. It can be
Suzette. Hi,
another one of
Suzette.
these. Well, just
Yeah.
happens. We are going to do a part 2, aren't we?
Yes, we are actually. So what we found out is that Keysha and I have a lot in common. There were a lot of parallels in our story when we were talking through what we wanted to discuss and just having a general catch up that lasted for ages, and it was beautiful to connect with you. So yeah, was what is the dancing? We both had the law thing in there, didn't we? Both studied law, and yeah, just
Both lived in Jamaica for a brief time as well, remember?
yeah, when we were younger,
When we
yes,
were
yes,
younger. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, so we're gonna definitely do this again, but next time I'm gonna be asking the questions,
I'm going
which
to be
I'm
in the
gonna
hot seat.
enjoy.
So Rachel said, I tuned in late but love listening. When is part 2? So we need to, we haven't